Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching y'all how to drop step here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. And I know that this may seem like a very, very basic video to some, and something that's like, doesn't everybody know how to drop step? No, not everybody does, and that is okay. There are people who are newer to the game who are trying to figure out how to do certain things. I've actually gotten a couple of requests on making this video since I made the quick stop video last week. And if there are other dribble moves and things y'all want me to explain, let me know. I'd be happy to make other videos as well on other things to try to explain them as easily as possible. So if you have ideas, let me know. But I think I made this video last year and it actually seemed like it was pretty helpful for a lot of people. So we're going to do that again this year and hopefully help some people out who may be newer to the game, may not know how to use their post moves, because drop stepping is probably the most effective post move in MyTEAM and in 2K in general when you have a size mismatch, a strength mismatch, something along those lines to create a bucket. So with that being said, before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. We're less than 1,200 subscribers away from 40K, so would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So to drop step, as y'all can see, we got a controller on the screen. You have to first of all hold left trigger or L2 to get into the post. Now you cannot stay in the paint for more than 3 seconds because you'll get a defensive 3 seconds or an offensive 3 seconds. Really, it's more like 4 or 5 seconds before they actually seem to call it. But you definitely want to make sure you're not sitting in the paint trying to back your defender down before going up into the drop step. But drop stepping itself is actually a very simple move. All you have to do is hold yourself into the post like this and have an active dribble. I don't even think you have to have an active dribble. I don't believe. I think you do have to have an active dribble, actually. So in order to drop step, all you do is you are holding right trigger and you push your left stick in the direction that you want to go, which if you do that normally is just going to back you in that direction, right? And then after you holding the left trigger and pushing your left stick, you're just going to hit X and you're going to turn. You see, you push your left stick basically in the direction that you want to turn. So on PlayStation, you're hitting square. On Xbox, you're hitting X, and you're just pushing your left stick in the direction that you want to drop step. So you see how when I push my left stick diagonally up towards the left there, he drop steps over his left shoulder, or I guess that actually is his right shoulder, but he drop steps towards his left. Versus here, when I'm in the post this way and I drop step, I can drop step to the right. Over the left shoulder, I guess, but to the right. And I can do it basically, I can just control which direction that I drop step every single possession. You can also hold right trigger as you drop step, which will give you these dunk animations, because holding right trigger will allow you to get these dunk animations, versus if you're not holding right trigger and you do it, you're just going to get layup animations like that. And you want standing dunk animations when the game will let you trigger them. So I generally hold right trigger as well when I'm drop stepping. So I basically am holding both triggers. I'm holding left trigger to make sure I'm in the post, but I'm holding right trigger as well to give myself the opportunity to potentially get those standing dunk animations. And you tap and then hold the X or square button, depending on which console you're on, to shoot. So you tap and then you hold, because if you just hold, you're not going to get the actual drop step animation. You'll just shoot out of the post up, which will give you a much more contested animation like that. You see what I'm saying? And that animation often isn't as good. So that is how you drop step. Now, in order to do other post moves like a post hook, you're just pushing your right stick in the direction that you want to shoot the ball. So if you want to do it over your left shoulder or over to the left, you push your right stick again diagonally up towards the left and diagonally up toward the right if you want to do it to the right. And depending on which way you're posting up, like to the right here, he's doing a full spin, he's doing a full turn. To the left here, he's not doing it. It's just like in front of his body. That being said, I don't think the green window for post hooks is very big, and I think they're easy to contest. So that's why I don't really recommend doing them too much. Same thing in all honesty with post fades. I use post fades a little bit more, but even then they're not as good. Now I rhythm shoot post fades, which I think can be helpful, but post fades are very similar. You're in a post up position, but you pull your right stick down and diagonally in the direction that you want to go. So if I want to fade to the left, I'll go diagonally down to the left slightly like that. So I get my post fade to the left. If I want to post fade to the right, same thing, diagonally down slightly towards the right, and it'll post fade me towards the right. So again, it's all very simple stuff. That being said, the most effective by far is your drop step, because it is a lot easier to contest a non drop step animation. In fact, let's just do a quick quick scrimmage game real quickly. And I guess I'll use the, you know what, was going to use the Nuggets, but I used the wrong trigger. So we'll use the all-time Warriors and Wilt Chamberlain. He'll be a great example of the domination that drop stepping can be. Obviously, I'm not in my team right now because I'm on PlayStation. I'm on my own account on PlayStation. I don't have a MyTEAM account on PlayStation set up. So we'll call Wilt for a screen, and then we'll slip the screen. We'll let Wilt slip to the rim. He catches in the post, and now I want to drop step. So you see how I'm able to overpower KP. Of course, I missed the drop step. I missed the layup, but we were able to use the drop step to basically push KP out of position on the court and get inside position on a consistent basis. So let's see, if I do this, can I just I can just call Wilt for a post up right here. Perfect. So we'll just have Wilt post up. We'll throw it into him. We'll get in the post, and we're going to back him down, and then we're going to drop step over the shoulder. You see how it pushes KP out of the way, out of the way, even though KP's the same size as Wilt, even an inch taller, KP's a lot weaker. So he gets pushed out of the way and dominated by that animation a lot. And that can also be extremely true when it comes to a size mismatch, even against a good defender, like against a 100 overall guard at this point in the year. Let's see if I can get Wilt switched on to Drew here. I'm going to try my best to push my way into Drew's body to get him to pick me up. And there you go. Perfect. So now I got Wilt to push me into Drew. Okay, and of course I'm getting double teamed, and they're getting a jump. Okay, well, that's annoying. The CPU is double teaming me in a scrimmage. That's dumb. Whatever. Point being, this is a great way to attack a mismatch, and it is a great way to attack a strength deficiency, especially at this point in the year that strengths deficiencies are going to be less common. So attacking mismatches, though, can still be really effective. I really want to find a way to get a mismatch here size wise if I can, so I can show that as well. But I guess this is gonna have to work. We'll just destroy KP. You see, if you have a strength advantage, you can very consistently get these dominant drop step animations. With that being said, I will give y'all one other tip as well when it comes to drop stepping in terms of how to counter them. And I can't demonstrate this right now in scrimmage, but if you you can attempt to strip drop steps as they happen. So let me post Wilt up again, just so y'all can see what I mean. If I throw the ball into Wilt here, okay, of course he's being fronted by KP that time, which I guess was a smart defensive play, but not very helpful for what I'm trying to demonstrate. Just shoot the ball, please. Drew, I don't care. Drew. Okay, there has to be some sort of like better way to do this that doesn't require me to wait for the CPU. I'm sure there is some way, but okay, we actually have our mismatch here, but let's just say in general that he wants to strip. You would strip the drop step as I am drop stepping. As I am drop stepping, you tap, or even you can spam your steal button, so your X or your square when you're on defense, as the drop step animation is beginning. So I'll do one more drop step here, this next possession here, and I'll tell y'all exactly when I would try to strip the drop step. Now, stripping the drop step is something that I would say only has about a, I don't know, 30% success rate or so. So it's not something that's like super duper insanely effective, but it definitely can be effective. And so like here, if I'm here, we're gonna get double teamed again, but I drop step. Okay. Can I just, bro, can they not double team me, please? As I drop step, so right there, right as I'm starting the drop step animation, when you see a player start to do the drop step, and you'll notice it especially in size mismatches. People who have a size mismatch, they'll be trying to back down that size mismatch. Often they're going to go to the drop step. If you try to strip it and you spam X like 3 times, as I don't even think you have to spam it. I think you could just tap it. But what I do is I spam it to make sure it triggers, or to make sure it registers anyway. But I will hit the X button. Sometimes you'll get a foul animation, but sometimes you will get a strip on the drop step and it'll like pull the ball out of bounds. Again, same thing here. As I drop step, right there, when you see that animation, that's when you want to try to strip it. Your player will come down with their hand, and sometimes they'll strip the ball. Sometimes it'll be a foul. Sometimes they won't get an animation at all to strip the ball. And sometimes they will strip the ball off of that opponent, either out of bounds or into one of your other defender's hands. And so it can still wind up being a stop in multiple ways. That is how I would counter the drop step. But drop stepping itself is a very useful thing that when you have a size mismatch, you can really take advantage of. When you have a strength mismatch, like early in my teams, it's very, very helpful. Like for example, Diamond Wilt earlier this year, when he was matched up against guys like Diamond Shingun, were the other best bigs in the game. That was a mismatch. Drop stepping with Wilt was really OP. It's overpowered almost every single year with the first like dominant inside big. So it's a very useful skill set to know, and I wanted to make a quick video for those of y'all who don't know how to do it. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.